What's shaking, Chewy Nation? ChewbaccaLemma here, back with another Madden 19/20 video, and I know it has been a minute, I understand, but I have been stuck on 666 videos for long enough. The time has come to come back, because we got some Madden 19/20 news. I can't even speak anymore. It's been so long since I did a video. I don't know what I'm doing. But we have some news coming for Madden 19 and Madden 20. But before I talk about that, one thing I have to tell you guys, something super, super exciting. There will be some exclusive footage from Madden 20 before the game is released on this channel. Yes, I will have some exclusive Madden 20 footage that no one else has on this channel. So don't forget to sub, like this video, of course, if you enjoy it. But definitely sub, turn notifications on, because that will be coming in a few weeks, which we still have about a month before the game comes out. So just a heads up there, a little bit of sneak peek to come, what's to come. But let's talk about the Madden 19/Madden 20 news. We're going to start with actually the Madden 20 news, and then we're going to talk about Madden 19 Rookie Premiere. I know both really, really exciting stuff. Ratings for Madden 20 kind of shown a little bit. It's our first dive into the ratings. So let's go ahead and look at it. The blog will be in the description. I told you, I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. It's been so long. It's been like 2 weeks. I don't know what I'm blaming, but the blog will be in the description. That link will be in the description, I should say. So they went ahead and put this out, and the one thing that I guess they've really been hammering this home for pretty much since we got any Madden 20 news is they want superstars to feel like superstars. So one thing they're going to do this, yes, we have the X factors and we have those abilities. Yes, that's one way, but also instead of bringing them up, because they're the top guys, right? Like these top guys are gonna, especially in regs, are gonna be, you know, way better. I mean, they're the highest overall players, but they actually are gonna bring the regular starters, really just everybody, bring them down, but the superstars are still going to be up, right? So if you're a 99 overall and a regular starter is a 70, maybe next year you'll still be that 99, but it will be a 65. You just see a bigger change from ordinary players. They're NFL players. They're obviously very good at football, but for NFL, you know, you got to, for comparison, an average NFL player is going to be much bigger difference between the top end guys. I think that makes sense. So they're going to bring those guys down, and you're just going to see a bigger difference to really hammer home that we want superstars to feel like it. So that's the big thing from obviously this blog, and if you've been paying attention to what's going on with Madden 20, that they really, really want to happen come next year. So one example they gave is that Madden 19 there was 53 corners with 80 or better man coverage. I'm going to say this a lot. This is for regs, but it is important for MUT if you're a MUT person. I'll talk about that in a minute, how it relates. In Madden 20, there's 42. So there's about a 20% decrease, if my math is correct. It's a decent decrease. It's, you know, it's nothing crazy, but it is a pretty big decrease in comparison. And they've been doing this, I feel like, for pretty much every year. We see that they bring them down a little bit, it seems like, because they want the ratings to start, especially in MUT, start a little bit lower so they can expand the season longer. But 53 to 42 with 80 or better man coverage. Now, gets a little bit more, I don't know, it gives you a little bit more insight when you see that 54%, love numbers, I'm a math teacher, love it, 54% of roughly 2,900 players, including free agents, were 70 overall or better in Madden 19. It's now down to 41%, and some starters will be in the 60s and maybe even the 50s, they said. So you went from 54% down to 41%, which is, again, what was that, about a 20% decrease, and it was a 13% difference, but you know, like 50 to 40%, so about 20% decrease, if I'm thinking of that correctly. Numbers are weird sometimes, okay, but obviously a pretty big difference with that. So about half the players were 70 overall or better, and now it's about, about whatever, 2/5. 40%. So for next year, so definitely a pretty big change there. Hopefully I didn't lose you because we got a lot of numbers. But that's pretty much all. There's not too much else except throw power, because this one is, I mean, the numbers are there. 53 quarterbacks had a throw power of 90 or better, with 80 being the lowest. What does that even mean? Then Madden 20, 18 quarterbacks are at 90 or higher throw power, with 72 as the lowest at the position. What does that mean? What does it mean by at that position being the lowest? There's definitely quarterbacks that have lower throw power, right? I'm not going crazy. 72 still seems like not absolutely terrible. I'm wondering if they're just talking about starting quarterbacks. Do I not know how to read? I'm a math teacher, not an English teacher. Maybe I don't know how to read. Let me know if I don't know how to read in the comments. Just say you don't know how to read. That's all you, I don't know. Maybe not. I'm sorry if I'm reading that wrong. But the big thing, there is big stuff in this in this paragraph. Yeah, see, I know English. Paragraph, I know words. 53 quarterbacks had a throw power of 90 or better. In Madden 20, only 18. So that's a huge change. What? Huge change. I'm killing myself with this English stuff. Now I'm like thinking about it too much. But what this means for MUT. So obviously it's clear what it means for regs, like the throw powers being, there's not as many people. There's going to be, the top end guys are going to still have, Mahomes is probably going to have 99 or close to it in regs. But in MUT, the highest throw power in Madden 19 for cores, not talking about diamonds, just core elites, was Matthew Stafford, I believe, with 90 coming into it. So he had 90 throw power. I'm assuming he'll be, a little high 80s next year. Mahomes will probably be close to around that 90, maybe 89, 88. And then you'll see people like Drew Brees, who was 84, might be down to like high 70s. We'll see what they do with that. So you're going to have to decide, do you want to use somebody who's deadly accurate like Drew Brees, but doesn't have that throw power, doesn't have that velocity? So his balls are going to sit in the air a lot longer, and that definitely could be a problem. Gives the defense more time to react, which is what this paragraph is saying. So the less throw power, the more time it will stay in the air. I mean, it makes sense, logical. Throw power definitely seems to be much more important. It already was important in Madden 20. So is Mahomes gonna be the go-to, or Brady? Brady still he can sling it. He's still gonna have pretty good throw power come Madden 20. I'm pretty sure he's still sling it for an old man, and obviously Mahomes is going to be, one of the most popular choices as well. But we've seen in the beta that Tom Brady was so good, especially with his abilities, X Factor and his abilities. So he's going to be really good. We know that. But will Matthew Stafford be even more of a budget beast in Madden 20? Will that be the quarterback that we see the most day one when players are just trying to get a quarterback, a serviceable one out there? Stafford shouldn't be too expensive. I wouldn't be shocked if we see him on a lot of rosters because he's going to have that higher throw power compared to everybody else. One of the highest in MUT. And then you also will have decent accuracy. Obviously, he's not going to be the top end guy's accuracy like a Breeze or a Brady, but he's still going to have good enough where I think he'll be serviceable in that department. So be interested to see. Definitely really excited about the pass trajectory. Oh my goodness, pass trajectory come Madden 20. It looks way better, much more realistic. It should just be a great time. I'm hoping. I'm excited about Madden 20 if you can't tell. And then also just a little clever chart. Clever? I don't know. I just put English. I just throw in words. All right. This chart that they put together. They have 95 plus. You can see there's just a difference. They just less players at the top. And it really they just dropped a lot of the overalls by a little bit there. So you're going to see a lot less players, higher overalls, and you're going to see a lot of the average NFL players much lower, or decently lower. Not maybe much lower, but maybe by a handful. Maybe instead of a 70, there'll be a 65, or 67, I think would be, if I'd be a little bit more. A few overalls, maybe, So something to think about, or something to be excited about, or something to ponder, or something to just do something with. All right, there it is. That is all we have for ratings. There's not much else. We'll have more, I think, next week. So I'll be excited to talk about actual players. We should see those next week. I'm excited, still excited. Let's go. If we scroll all the way down to the blog, we then will talk about Rookie Premiere. This is coming, of course, it's not. We knew it was coming next week, Monday to be exact. Now we know. They said information would come on Monday. It looks like it's just coming Monday. I don't think they announced that before. I know they said they were giving us information on Monday, but it looks like they gave it to us early. It is officially coming Monday. There is one guy that they've already released, or not released, they have told us is going to be one of the guys there. Darnell Savage from the Green Bay Packers. Got a nice card. Obviously, all 10 of the rookie premieres, I shouldn't say obviously, but if you've done rookie premiere in the past, they will be 99 overalls in the Madden that you do them in. And then the next year's Madden, you get the dynamic version of that card, which will stay dynamic through February. So if they get a 99 overall in June, like Denzel Ward, you will not get his upgrade. Like Denzel Ward was, what, I'm not sure what he ended up being, what, 95 or whatever his rookie premiere ended up being at. One thing that is exciting about this, though, is this year in Madden 19, they did give all the rookie premieres good upgrades. So if you do rookie premiere, you should get some solid upgrades. And you were able to add Kims this year. No red Kims. Definitely wish they would add that. But there's no red Kims next year, so I don't have to worry about that. But that was the downside. But they were rookie premiere was much better in 19 than in previous years. So that is hopeful that, again, they just keep making them better and better. But one problem with rookie premiere is you will see it, and you see it in the corner of the card. It says NAT. NAT means non-auctionable tradable, but it also means that it will be training fodder, because a lot of people are not, playing the game right now, so they're just going to do rookie premiere and then be done. So you're going to quick sell it for training, but then what do you use training for? You maybe buy some power-ups and you power them up, and then you take those and you put them in sets, and then you try to, you get them in sets so you can sell stuff, and then you try to get coins. And then what do you use your coins for? I'm guessing you could sell them on the black market. You could do whatever you want with coins, buy cards, but a lot of people are not playing 19 now, so it would be just way better, in my opinion, if they were just auctionable. I'm not sure why they made that decision from previous years. Maybe, just maybe, they will be cheaper to make, because even though they were, you had to take that, so people would do the set and then just sell it. So now that you can't sell it, maybe the packs will be a little bit better. Maybe they'll just be cheaper to complete. You won't be able to get these cards on the auction house. The only way you can get them in Madden 19 is to do the sets. In Madden 20, obviously, you have to do the sets as any other year. You have to do the sets to get the dynamic card for the next year, but in previous years, you could buy the card off the auction house, the 99, and just use it. You didn't get the dynamic one for the following year. You had to do the set, but you could sell the card if you did the set, and then you still get the dynamic one for the next year, or you could keep it if you wanted to. So that's definitely a pretty big change, but even though I think it's a bad change and I am not in favor of it, it's kind of hard to critique it too much until we see the price of these cards, because if they end up being like $400K, much cheaper than last year, then them being non-auctionable tradable isn't really different. Like before, you would just sell them, but they were still at some point, they were 1 million coins at one point. So if you're selling them for 200K, they're now 800K after that, let's say, even if take away tax. Let's say it's 800K total. If they're 500K this year, they're way cheaper. So it may end up being that they're not as bad with the pricing because we can't sell them. But at first look, I'm not thrilled that they decide to do that. But it's hard to. I'll wait to be too critical until we see the sets on Monday, which will be exciting to finally get to do something in Madden 19. And this is the very last promo in Madden 19. I'm not sure what you're going to do with these 99 overall cards besides sell them. Well, quick sell them for training and do whatever you want with that, because Weekend League's over. I think we have one more week of that, and then pretty much all the programs are over. So on to Madden 20, but like I said, exclusive footage coming on this channel. Wow, when did that happen? That's so crazy. It feels like surreal that I'll be able to do that. So don't forget to like if you did enjoy. I feel like I was kind of wild in this video for myself. Like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new, turn on notifications so when those exclusive videos come out, you'll be able to see them first. And that's all I got. Thank you so much for watching. ChewbaccaLemma.